අපි ආවා සමර් පැලස් එකට අද. ග්‍රේට් වෝල් එක ඉවර වෙලා අපි හොඳ ලන්ච් එකක් අරගත්තා. ලන්ච් එක අරගෙන දැන් ආවා සමර් පැලස් විසිට් එකට. දැන් කට්ටිය ඔන්න ඔක්කොම සමර් පැලස් එකට යන්න තමයි හදන්නේ.
The Summer Palace, Yihiyuan, literally Garden of Nurtured Harmony, is one of China's most celebrated imperial retreats, sprawling across roughly 290 hectares in the northwest outskirts of Beijing. It stands as the world's largest and best-preserved imperial garden, a masterpiece where architecture, landscape design, and water engineering converge on a breathtaking scale. Designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1998, it draws around 10 to 15 million visitors annually, making it one of the most visited historic sites in Asia. Historical origins. The Qingyi Garden, 1750s. The site's history traces back to the Jin Dynasty, 12th century, when the natural lake was first modified for royal use. But the garden as a cohesive imperial project began under Emperor Qianlong of the Qing dynasty, who in 1750 ordered a massive reconstruction to create the Qingyi Yuan, Garden of Clear Ripples, partly as a tribute to his mother's 60th birthday, and partly as a symbol of imperial power and cultural sophistication. Qianlong drew inspiration from the classical gardens of Suzhou and Hangzhou, transplanting their aesthetic, winding walkways, pavilions reflected in still water, covered corridors, into a northern imperial context.
East, northeast. There only winter. So the minus the whole year minus 40. The whole year.
Kunming Lake. මතක තියාගන්න ලේක් එක නම. මොකද මේ ලේක් එක නම? Kunming Lake, right? Kunming Lake.
Kunming Lake was dramatically enlarged using the excavated earth to build Longevity Hill, the central elevated feature of the complex. Destruction by foreign forces, 1860. The garden suffered its first catastrophic blow during the Second Opium War. In October 1860, Anglo-French forces under Lord Elgin and General de Montauban burned and looted the Qingyi Garden along with the nearby Old Summer Palace, Yuanmingyuan. Much of the original architecture was destroyed, leaving ruins that still stand at Yuanmingyuan today as a deliberate monument to that humiliation. Cixi's restoration, 1886 to 1895. The garden's revival is inseparable from the figure of Empress Dowager Cixi, the formidable power behind the Qing throne for nearly 5 decades. Between 1886 and 1895, she oversaw a sweeping reconstruction, renaming the complex the Yihiyuan, the Summer Palace as it is known today. Controversially, funds earmarked for modernizing the Chinese Navy were allegedly redirected into this restoration. The Marble Boat, an ornate 2-deck stone vessel permanently moored at the lakeside, became an ironic symbol of this diversion. a ship that could never sail while China's real naval power crumbled against Japan in the First Sino-Japanese War, 1894 to 95. Second destruction and final restoration, 1900. During the Boxer Rebellion of 1900, the Eight-Nation Alliance once again looted and damaged the palace. Cixi had it restored a second time before her death in 1908, and it is largely this version, with subsequent Republican-era and People's Republic restorations, that visitors see today. Republic and Modern Era. After the fall of the Qing dynasty in 1912, the Summer Palace was briefly retained as private property of the deposed imperial family before being opened to the public in 1924. The People's Republic undertook significant restoration work after 1949, and it has been continuously maintained and managed as a national park and heritage site ever since. Key architectural and landscape features. Kunming Lake. The centerpiece of the entire complex, Kunming Lake covers about 3/4 of the total park area. Its shores, islands, and bridges were all deliberately shaped. The 17-arch bridge, a 150-meter marble span connecting the eastern shore to South Lake Island, is one of the most photographed structures in China, especially stunning when the setting sun illuminates all 544 stone lions carved along its railings. Longevity Hill. Rising 60 meters above the lake's northern shore, Longevity Hill is crowned by the Tower of Buddhist Incense, an octagonal pagoda-style structure visible from nearly everywhere in the park. The hillside is layered with temples, halls, and terraces ascending in a deliberate hierarchy toward the summit. The Long Corridor. Perhaps the most iconic single feature, the Long Corridor, stretches 728 meters along the northern lakefront, the longest painted corridor in the world. Its ceiling and beams are decorated with over 14,000 individual paintings depicting landscapes, historical scenes, folklore, and episodes from classical literature. Walking its length is itself a journey through Chinese visual culture. The Garden of Harmonious Interests. Tucked into the northeastern corner, this intimate replica of a Wuxi garden is sometimes called a garden within a garden. It demonstrates how Qianlong and later Cixi consciously imported the garden philosophy of the Jiangnan region into the northern imperial tradition. Suzhou Street. A recreated market street along a canal on the northern slope, originally built so the imperial family could experience the atmosphere of Suzhou merchant life without leaving the palace grounds. Actors in period costumes sometimes recreate the bustle of a historic market here. Why millions visit every year? The Summer Palace's enduring appeal is layered and multidimensional. Historical and cultural weight. Few places in China pack as much dynastic history, political intrigue, and artistic ambition into a single site. Cixi's story alone, her rise from minor concubine to de facto ruler of the world's most populous nation, gives the site a compelling human narrative. Sheer scale and variety, unlike a single monument, the Summer Palace is an entire landscape to explore. Visitors can take boat rides on the lake, hike Longevity Hill, walk the Long Corridor, explore temples, wander classical gardens, and still feel they've missed something. Seasonal beauty. The site transforms dramatically across seasons. Spring brings lotus blossoms and willows. Summer fills the lake with lotus flowers and offers escape from the city heat. Autumn turns the hills golden. Winter sometimes freezes the lake, and the snow-dusted pavilions take on a haunting stillness. Accessibility from Beijing. Located only about 15 kilometers from central Beijing, it's easily reachable by metro, Line 4, Beigongmen Station, making it a natural half-day or full-day excursion for the city's enormous pool of domestic and international tourists. UNESCO Prestige and Education. For Chinese visitors, it is a pilgrimage of national cultural pride. For international tourists, it is often cited as one of the most complete windows into imperial Chinese aesthetics and lifestyle. Photography and social media. The 17-arch bridge at golden hour, the Long Corridor's painted ceiling, The marble boat reflected in still water. These are endlessly photogenic scenes that continue to circulate widely and drive visitor curiosity.
No, no toilet, no toilet. කියන්න බාර මේක ෆීමේල්ද මේල්ද?
Tomorrow drink for from Tina. No limit. No limit. Yeah, tomorrow we have a party.
එකේදී හැබැයි hina වෙලා මොකද ඩිස්ට්‍රැක්ට් වෙන්න බෑ අපි විතරයි එහෙම කරන්නේ අනිත් අය මේ අනිත් අය ඔක්කොම ලහගෙන ඉන්නවා හරි නිදිදියට අපි තමයි hina වෙලා අපි will become a bit of a මේ අපි ඊයේත් බස් එකේදී ඔය ඉෂුව ආවනේ ඒක better not to
Before taking us to lunch, Tina had one more surprise waiting for our group, a visit to a traditional Chinese medicine and massage center. As soon as we arrived, several Chinese medicine professors welcomed us. To make communication easier, they were accompanied by some lovely young Chinese translators who helped explain everything in English. One by one, we sat down for a health consultation based on traditional Chinese medicine practices. The professors checked our health simply by feeling our pulse and asking a few questions. To our amazement, within a few minutes they seemed to know everything about us. However, after a while, some of us started comparing notes. Apparently, we all had very similar health problems. Whether you were fit, unfit, young, old, male, female, active, or retired, somehow the diagnosis sounded remarkably familiar. And strangely enough, many of us were recommended exactly the same herbal medicines. A few members of our group were very impressed and happily purchased the recommended herbal products, convinced they had discovered the secret to a longer and healthier life. The rest of us decided to conduct further scientific research before investing. Then came the massage session. Now, when I heard massage, I was imagining relaxation, comfort, and maybe even a quick nap. What I received was something completely different. We were given about 10 minutes of traditional Chinese body massage, and those therapists somehow managed to find muscles I didn't even know existed. Every time they pressed somewhere, I discovered a new level of pain. The therapists looked very happy. I was not. When the massage was finally over, everyone asked me how I felt. I said, I came in walking normally. I'm not sure I can lead the same way. For the next few minutes, I honestly wasn't sure whether I needed lunch or a wheelchair. But despite all the laughter, it was a fascinating cultural experience and gave us a unique glimpse into traditional Chinese medicine, which has been practiced for thousands of years. After our health checks, herbal medicine recommendations, and survival of the 10-minute massage challenge, it was finally time for the reward we had all been waiting for. Lunch.
过全场人一搭配第二份半价，好大杯整个柠檬茶20杯。
After exploring the beautiful summer palace and taking in the stunning views of Kunming Lake, it was time for another important cultural experience, lunch. Our wonderful tour guide Tina then took us to her sister's authentic Chinese restaurant, giving us the opportunity to enjoy traditional Chinese cuisine prepared the local way. Chinese food is much more than just a meal. In Chinese culture, dining is a social experience where family and friends gather around a table, share dishes, tell stories, and enjoy each other's company. Rather than ordering individual meals, a variety of dishes are placed in the center of the table for everyone to share. Soon our tables were filled with delicious dishes, including stir-fried vegetables, flavorful meats, seafood, noodles, rice dishes, and many local specialties. Everything was fresh, colorful, and absolutely delicious. And of course, no Chinese feast would be complete without beer. In China, it is very common for people to enjoy beer while dining, especially when celebrating with family and friends. Sharing a drink and raising a toast together is an important part of hospitality and friendship. Throughout the meal, you will often hear people saying "ganbei," which means cheers, or literally dry the glass. Now, before arriving at the restaurant, Tina had made a very important promise to our group. She promised unlimited beer. The men were very excited. Some were already planning how many ganbei celebrations they could manage. Unfortunately, somewhere between the promise and the restaurant, the word unlimited seems to have disappeared. The food was definitely unlimited. The laughter was unlimited. The friendship was unlimited. But the beer? Well, let's just say it was carefully supervised. Despite the great beer shortage of Beijing 2026, we all enjoyed a fantastic meal, plenty of laughs, and another memorable experience together. With full stomachs, happy hearts, and a few disappointed beer lovers, we were ready for the next adventure on our China journey.
We are going to China at a workshop. Not that. Sweets. Good. is here. It's real. Wow. Woohoo.
After enjoying a delicious, authentic Chinese lunch, Tina had one more unique experience planned for us, a traditional Chinese rickshaw ride. For many of us, this was our first time riding in a rickshaw, so there was plenty of excitement and laughter before we even got started. Soon, we were comfortably seated and rolling through the narrow streets, enjoying the sights, sounds, and atmosphere of old Beijing. The ride gave us a wonderful opportunity to see parts of the city that we would never experience from a tour bus. As we admired the beautiful scenery, historic buildings, and local neighborhoods, another thought crossed our minds. Looking at some of our group members, we couldn't help but wonder how our poor rickshaw drivers were managing. One elderly Chinese gentleman was assigned the challenging task of pulling a couple of our well-fed tourists, and we were all silently cheering him on. At times, it looked like he was competing in the Beijing Olympics rather than giving a sightseeing tour. Despite the challenge, these hard-working rickshaw riders never stopped smiling and continued to pedal us through the streets while sharing glimpses of traditional Chinese life and culture. The ride was fun, unique, and full of laughter. It reminded us of how people traveled before modern transportation and gave us a deeper appreciation for Beijing's rich history and traditions. By the end of the ride, everyone agreed it was another memorable highlight of our China adventure. Although I think a few of us were secretly wondering whether we should have walked instead, for the driver's sake. After 3 amazing days in Beijing, the time had finally come to say goodbye to this incredible city. We had explored the Great Wall, visited the Panda Zoo, experienced Chinese culture, enjoyed authentic food, and created memories that will stay with us forever. Before leaving, we would like to say a big thank you to our wonderful tour guide, Tina. Tina, thank you for looking after us over the past 3 days. We thoroughly enjoyed your company, your knowledge, your hilarious stories, your jokes, and of course, your business opportunities. You made our Beijing experience even more enjoyable, and we truly appreciate all the effort you put into making our trip memorable. Now it was time to say goodbye. Tina escorted us to one of China's most impressive transport hubs, the high-speed bullet train station. China is famous for having one of the largest and most advanced high-speed rail networks in the world. These trains can travel at speeds of over 300 kilometers per hour, connecting major cities quickly, comfortably, and efficiently. As we boarded the train, excitement filled the air once again. Ahead of us was a 5-hour journey to our next destination, Hangzhou. With comfortable seats, beautiful scenery outside the window, and another adventure waiting for us, we were ready for the next chapter of our China journey. Thank you, Beijing. Thank you, Tina. And now, full speed ahead to our next city.